Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, The Urban Woman. If you're on Facebook, then my channel is The Urban Woman. If you are watching this on YouTube, it is The Urban Woman Tarot and Oracle. I thank you all for joining me. So I'm going to do a Celtic crossbred from the Romance Angels deck by Doreen. And the reason why I'm going to do this one is because we have Mars conjunct Neptune, which started on the 17th. It's the day before. I also have there's a full moon reading that I did using the Isis Oracle deck, so you're more than welcome to check that out. It's on my Facebook page if you would like to see what's in store in that reading. Now this one, I'm doing this because last night Mars conjunct Neptune. So the Mars, the planet of energy and passion, is in conjunction with Neptune, the planet of our dreams and delusions. So this enhances romantic feelings between soulmates and the desire to achieve our dreams. This brings strong romantic feelings between soulmates. They will crave each other and miss each other, and a strong desire to achieve our dreams. This conjunction has a tricky side. Be aware of paranoia and delusions. Stop overanalyzing and process your fears. Your soulmate will show you true love, and this is written in the stars. So that's my reasoning for wanting to do a reading with this deck here. I would say that there could have, this full moon we just had, this blue. There is, I believe, a blue moon in July, but so maybe there's something significant around that blue moon in July. Since I'm said it, whatever. So now, if you will think back to the blood moon that we just had, which was, over the weekend. A blood moon, also in Scorpio, that, and it was an eclipse. So that reading itself could have been very emotional for some, very potent. It could have put a strain on your relationships. And now that it's over, we should feel somewhat of a release from that. And so with that, the energy should now have changed. All right. So I've got some sage going, and I'm going to also burn this. Set these to the side. Keep in mind, we're still in Mercury retrograde. Mercury retrograde puts I feel a lot of stress on relationships. The one thing I can say about a Mercury retrograde is I've had this happen to me before, so that's why I only speak from experience. But Mercury retrograde I have been in relationships before where Mercury retrograde hits, and I find the person only during the Mercury retrograde for the 3 to 5-week period, I'm like, I don't like this person. I don't want to be with them. And so I'm in my head the whole time about how much I don't like them, or why they, why they turn me off, or why I'm now cold and don't want the relationship. And then it's like, as soon as Mercury retrograde's over, I'm right back to where I was before. And I'm like, oh, never mind. I just wasn't feeling it then, but I'm definitely feeling it now. I have broken up with people during the Mercury retrograde to find myself back in a relationship with them after Mercury went direct. So we're going to see what comes out of this romance reading, because this will be keep in mind this is going to be a general collective. So whether you are in a relationship and or not, then we're going to see what these cards say. See what insight they give us. So this is going to be, let's see, so 1, 2, 3. So we're only 1 week in this Mercury retrograde. So this reading here is going to be for the next 30 days. So this will be, 2 weeks into the Mercury retro, and then this will be at least a week after it goes direct. So let's see what the cards have to say. Alright, Romance Angels, I'm looking for 10 cards for a Celtic cross-spread reading. What messages do you have for the collective regarding romantic relationships? Looking for 10 cards. So, yes, very soon, and getting to know each other popped out. What messages and or guidance do you have for all viewers? Looking for 10 cards for a Celtic cross-spread reading. What messages do you have for the collective for all romance readings? Alright, I just saw very soon again. I just saw separation. So you could be in separation and deception. Alright. Right out the gate, we had the playfulness card. So, to recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. So, at this moment, you could be feeling a little risque, or frisky, whichever one. You could have had a lull in your relationship, and so you are thinking of how to put the spice or season it back up a little bit. Your challenge at the moment, I feel like, because we have you deserve love, you are lovable, that's the challenge, okay? So your confidence level may be somewhat hindered. Maybe you're not confident about this relationship, or confident how things are going in this relationship. There is a lot of passion here, so allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. I feel like, our confidence comes from our mind, which is our ego. So your ego is not your amigo. And I didn't say that correctly. Hold on. Your confidence. The opposite of confidence would be like a fear or a worry. So that's what stems from your ego, which is not your amigo. Okay? So your ego could be getting the best of you at this moment when it comes to this relationship. Like it's igniting, it's bringing forth fears. Now keep in mind that Mercury retrograde does do that, and because those fears need to be addressed so that you can acknowledge them, see what they're trying to show you, or see what they're trying to highlight in your relationship if you're with someone, And if you are single, so now if you're single, then you're wanting to get out and play. You are wanting to see what's out there, get out in the dating world. And I would say that if you are coupled, then maybe, I feel like then that maybe you are wanting to spice things up and, you know, go out and do things. I saw someone the other day who said, man, you know, my spouse just wants to work, come home, and sit on the couch. You know, and they were like, I want to go out and do things. Like, I want to go to the beach, I want to go to the mountains, and they don't want to do any of that. And, you know, this person was like, I guess it has been going on for a while. So at first it was kind of disheartening that, you know, their spouse didn't want to do these things with them. And I guess over the timing over the years, because I've known this couple for a while, now this person is like very passionate in the heat of the moment, like to the point where it can be a not so good passion, because passion can also turn into like an anger. But this person was like, you know, I'm at the point where if they don't get up and try to do things with me, I'm giving it 6 months and I'm out, because I need someone who is gonna want to. I want to live. Like, we've got our kids raised, they're older, they, you know, they're teenagers, about to going in early 20s. You know, they're doing their own thing. They don't even live with us anymore. So, you know, this person's like, I'm ready to live. We had kids early, now it's time. And they don't want to do nothing but sit on the couch. And he's like, you know, she's like, you know, I don't want to do this. I don't want to live like this no more. So, anyways, you could have a moment like that where your passion could be turned into anger, just because we are in that Mercury retrograde period. So it could be that your if you are coupled, you know, it's like you get mad about it. You get angry about it. Like, let's get up and do something. Let's go here. You feel this frisky, this renewed sense of romance or flirtation, that you want to get out and do something with this person. And if you are single, then I would say that you are wanting to get out into the world and do stuff. You're feeling pretty good about yourself. Your confidence, I would say, could be a little challenging at this moment. But if it is, then I would take this here as a confirmation to say that you do deserve love and you are lovable. Your confidence is going to be something that you need to work on. Now, is that always easy? No, it's not. But if you put in the work, you will find results. Now, in the past, let go of control issues. Allow this situation to unfold naturally. So, in the past, if you were single, then you could have been down on yourself about how you hadn't found someone. And that's been kind of like, I would say that was getting the best of you in the past. Now you're at the point where you've kind of like let go of whatever these control issues were, or how the situation was unfolding. That could definitely have a lot to do with Mercury retrograde, because, you know, Mercury retrograde tends to take things and like turn them upside down. So, if you are in a relationship, then I would say that you could have been like my friend here, where, you know, you've been wanting to do things, and you know, could have been fussing about it, saying, hey, we got to do this, let's do this, and, but whichever that is, you should see a break somewhat in that now, just because Now we have playfulness. So, presently speaking, we have chemistry. There's a strong magnetic attraction here. So right now, let me move this here out of the way. I'll turn it that way so you can see the cards. Alright, so if you are with someone, if you're like dating and are coupled, there is a strong magnetic attraction here between the two of you. Okay? I would say that this card here, this one here would have been more so, for timing purposes, would have been more so toward the beginning of the month, the end of April. This is more so the present, where we are right now. So, there is some type of magnetic attraction working here with you and someone. Now, if you are single, then this magnetic attraction is, you know, coming from this playful energy, this passion here that you have, that's really pushing you. And that could be the universe's way of saying, hey, if I'm talking to the people that are single now, that, you know, this is the universe pushing you to say, hey, you need to get out there and get out into the dating scene and see what's out there and start. That could be the universe's way of pushing you back out into the dating world. Please keep in mind, the dating world has changed. Okay? People have really gotten into online relationships here the past couple years, and, you know, I'm sure all due to the pandemic. And I, for one, said that, and this is probably like a month, like literally the month before the pandemic started, I was like, alright, here soon I'm going to get out into the dating world. I'm going to start back dating again. Well, the pandemic came along. Couldn't get back out and start dating again. And then it's like, you know, after you get through that first year, people, you know, places and bars weren't, like clubs and bars weren't really open and operational. So, you know, how can you really get out there? Well, online dating. Let me just tell you, I got my heart broke a few times on this online thing. So I would very much like to tell you, if you're going to do online dating, please be careful, because two of the guys that I talked to on the online dating thing, it wasn't long, like two of them, one asked me within a few days for money, and then the second one asked me within like 2 weeks for money, and then the third one, you know, and I'm telling you, like, the best played out, like, timing worked perfectly for this scam artist, which I would say had to be a scam artist. Timing hit just perfectly for their ass. So we talked for about 4 or 5 days on the dating app, and, you know, I thought, I mean, this person, their pictures, they were very good looking, attractive. They, good communication skills. Like, I was really enjoying talking to this person, and I thought, okay, well, we're almost a week in, and they haven't asked me for money yet, so I must be in the clear. Well, the timing hit perfectly, because I live near a military base, so this person says, you know, they're in the military, and said that from the beginning. Now, that whole situation with Kabul, whatever it was called, that happened. So then, of course, this person popped up to me and said, hey, I have to go over here. I've got to go to Kabul for 2 weeks, and then I will be back. And as soon as I get back, we're going out on a date. So, you know, I'm thinking, okay, cool. This isn't a scam artist. We're all good. Well, you know, 2 weeks of talking, And, you know, the time zones supposedly were different. And, you know, this person could only talk to me at certain times. So I kind of felt like it was authentic because of the fact that, you know, they were only able to talk to me like during either sleeping hours or first thing in the morning. So, and then, you know, at nighttime for me, they weren't online. So I'm thinking, okay, they are there. This is legit. Well, 2-week time period ends up, and according to them, they have to stay there a little bit longer. So after another week or two, they don't know when they're coming home. Well, then after a month and a half, then they asked me for money, and I thought, this mother, you know, scam thing right here. That's the one that kind of broke my heart. So anyways, please be careful if you decide to do the online dating scene. Because I'm trying to tell you, I'm not on the online dating things anymore. I met one more person who is in the military on there. And I have actually spoken to this person on the phone. So I will say, you know, if you are meeting or dating someone online, I would not take it to, you know, a social media, to another like texting app. If they can't text you to your phone number, I wouldn't do it. And also, if you're going to do that route, I would make sure that like within the first couple days or so to the first week that you can actually have a phone conversation over the phone with this person. I would even do FaceTime if you can. Because it's kind of like Cardi B says, no face, no case. Now, the person that I have been talking to, you know, we talked for a few weeks, but it was at Christmas and it was hectic. And, you know, they were going to a different state, which was like, you know, 6 states away to see their family, and then coming back. And when they came back, you know, on their way coming back, we were supposed to go out on a date or meet, and then this person had to take off and leave. That was January. And here I am in May. I still talk to this person. I mean, we still talk all the way up until, and I think like this was when Mercury started to hit. But before Mercury started to hit, we talked, you know, every single day. Now it's like every few days. So I feel like that's kind of Mercury retrograde. But, you know, when I first met them, though, they did tell me that they were going to be leaving for 4 months, you know, to go overseas somewhere, and then they would be back. So I don't think they realized that they were going to be leaving as soon as what they did. Neither did I. But hopefully this person will be coming back the end of this month, sometime next month, and I will be able to meet said person and see where we go from there. Because, trust me, it is, I mean, I like the person, but it's also an aggravation. It's very aggravating. I will say this, because of this and then the history with the other online dating things, this would be my last one. Because I'm telling you, it's like, if I can't see you or meet your ass face to face within the first couple days, I'm not doing it. Because it's too much stress. So if you are thinking about getting into the online dating scene, please be aware of the scam artists that are on there. And, I mean, because they really play on your heartstrings, okay? They get you locked in, and then they'll pop up and ask you for money. And don't be sending people money that you do not know. You don't need to be sending people money anyway. But dang sure someone you ain't never met face to face. Like, in reality, like, actually went out and met this person face to face. So, please be aware of that if you decide to go that route. Alright, so I'm going to say in the next week or two, between now and the next week to 2 weeks, you should be feeling this chemistry, this magnetic, this attraction. If you are coupled, then you should feel the attraction or something picking up, amping up here in the next week or so. If you are single, then this is a very good sign of meeting someone in the next week or two. Now, this attraction, this passion, especially if you can let go of control issues and allow this situation to unfold naturally and try not to control and or manipulate it, then I would say by the end of the month, beginning of June, you're going to notice and feel more in love with this person. If you're single and you meet someone, then I feel like this is about a 2-week time period right here. So this would be like the 1st to 2nd week in June. You're gonna feel like you are in love. But now, please keep in mind that, Mercury is in retrograde. So if you are going to get out there and start dating someone and you meet someone, just talk and keep it casual. Don't do it. And, this is like a 2 to 3 week time period right here. Okay. I know you can fall in love within 2 to 3 weeks. I've been there, done that. But when this in love feeling comes about, don't make anything serious just yet. Just see where it goes. Because I would not make anything serious or anything committed or signed, sealed, and delivered until like the middle of June. Just because of Mercury retrograde, okay? So, this card here states this is the romance of a lifetime. So, I would make sure to do your best that you navigate Mercury retrograde the best you can within this relationship, just because it's Mercury retrograde. So, your advice is religious factors. Your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. Now, when this card here comes up, this can simply be that religious factors. Your manifestation. How do you manifest things? That right there is a tool for you to use to find this love interest. Use your gifts to, like the law of attraction, to bring in this this person. Keep in mind, if you're asking, okay, well, how do I do that? Well, let go of the control issues. Let go and allow your youthful, your passion, youthful spirit to, set it afire, ignite it. Because your passion and your playfulness, the chemistry here, that chemical like quantum physics thing, okay? As above, so below, as within, as without. So if you can ignite these things within yourself, that light-hearted, like attracts like. So if you become the love that you want to see in another person, then you will, if you become that love, then you will attract it. And by the law of attraction, you'll attract or bring this person into your life. Now, in your environment, we have worth waiting for. So divine timing is at work in your love life. So there is something here that within you and within your gifts that is bringing someone into you. Now, if you are already coupled with someone, okay, I would say that control issues is what was affecting your relationship in the first place. Because if you're in a happy-go-getty relationship, you probably shouldn't be watching tarot readings anyway. Usually the people that are having trouble in their relationship, those are the ones that are watching tarot readings. And look, that's no pun intended on that, okay? I mean, I've been there, done that too, okay? So that's why I feel like I'm able to speak on that. So if you are in a relationship, then divine timing is at work within this relationship, this dynamic. You just need to let go of control issues and allow whatever is going on with you to work out, okay? I feel like some way, shape, or form, there was something going on like April coming into May that put a damper on things for you just because of this card right here. But I would say that the chemistry is definitely there. And so is the passion. If you're in a relationship, you will find that things are starting to change. They're going in a different direction. Things are getting better. And if you feel like, it's taking a minute for things to get there, then no, it's worth the wait. Keep going. Keep doing what you're doing. If you are wanting more love in your relationship, then be the love that you want to see from your person. Give yourself the love you want to see in your romantic partner. If you give yourself the love you want to see, then you will see it reflected back to you within that person. Alright, so hopes and fears. You have let your friends help you. Ask for and accept support from others. So maybe, because this can go a few ways. Either your friends are too involved, and a lot of times that happens with females. Our friends get too involved, and it's like, okay, I need you to shut up and get out my relationship. They're dating me, they're not dating you. I've seen that before. So if you've had issues like this because of this control issue, there was something over here that someone was trying to control, whether it's the male in the relationship or the female. Definitely something, there was an issue before. I would say that the issue, I'm not going to say that the issue was fixed. Okay, I'm not going to say that. I feel like the issue's still there because whatever that issue is, it has affected someone's confidence. Now, if you're single, you could have been saying, I got to meet someone like this way and it's got to be like that. I need to meet someone now. And it's like, no, you don't, because Mercury retrograde is not really the time to, get committed or really meet people. So that could be why this worth waiting for card is coming up. And if you are coupled, we have to go through situations like Mercury retrograde. So it could be that, this Mercury retrograde either put a damper on your relationship or it really, and I'm going to say that this Mercury retrograde not put a damper, but I feel like it opened up something. And I would say that something's a positive just because, the connotation of this let go of control issues card is a little on the negative side. Whereas these cards right here, going this way, are all positive. So it looks like coming into the month, coming into the Mercury retrograde, something wasn't looking so hot. But this Mercury retrograde looks like it opened up something. Because there's an outpouring of love now. And it looks like it's going to be, still moving in that direction even through the end of the retrograde. So what is the outcome here? Love yourself first. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. Now, this is the message coming up for this card here, okay? Love yourself first. So let's say that you're in a relationship. And let's say you are meeting someone because you're single you're trying to meet someone. If you are in a relationship, something was a little wonky at the beginning. Now here you are, and it's like there's more passion, there's more playfulness, there's flirtation, you can feel the chemistry. Things have changed. Some way, shape, or form, there has been a lighthearted energy that has opened up. Now, in this dynamic, within this lightheartedness, within, when you're in that energy, it's it's easier then to start making claims, to start, saying you want things, because then the person is more open and receptive to you and your desires and your wants. Okay? So if you feel that way in your relationship, now then, if you're like that, now is a really good time to start claiming and stating to the person about what you need from them and what you need from this relationship. It's a good time to say that, because this card right here says, love yourself first. You need to have confidence in the things that you want and that you desire in this relationship dynamic. Now, when you start stating these things to your person, that right there is going to, I feel like that's going to change, not only change things, but they're gonna have a permanent effect. That the effect, I feel like that's gonna have this like this religious factors here, this law of attraction, as above so below thing, that is going to make you more attractive to this person. Now, maybe before you weren't as communicative, or however you say that word, about your wants, your needs, and your desires. Whereas maybe now, this Mercury retrograde is really giving you a voice. And that right there is self-respect, because you are respecting yourself and the things that you want and need within this dynamic. And if you can, this is more so, this is after the retrograde's over. This card here is after the retrograde is over. So after this retrograde is over, I feel like there's going to be a change within you to where you are more like, hey, I feel like this retrograde has probably highlighted something. Like, for example, because I just got the flash that, maybe this was a dull relationship. You went into this Mercury retrograde, and this retrograde, and maybe this blood moon thing, this eclipse, opened up something within you. It could have opened up something within your partner, to where you two are loving each other on a level that you've never experienced before with this person. And I would say it would be the same thing with them, to the point where at the end of this retrograde, you both are like different people now. And you both are like, okay, if this is the way you want to continue and this is what you want, well, we've got to change. We've got to make everything else in our environment and around us also match the love frequency that we are on, our love language. So by you or or you can expect this from your person. If this isn't going to be you, someone is going to speak something and say, okay, now that we're right here, we need to keep this momentum going. Like, I'm liking this. So what can we do now to make this continue? And that self-respect right there is going to make you more attractive to your partner. Now, if you're single, then I feel like you do have an opportunity to meet someone. You have an opportunity to meet a really good romantic partner. So with that right there, you do need to be patient, just because of Mercury retrograde, and whatever is going on is worth your wait. You may, if you are having to wait, then let your friends help you while you are patiently waiting. And you also, if you're having to wait, love yourself first, because the love that you give yourself is going to be that spiritual law of attraction that helps the relationship continue to grow and to prosper and to benefit. So, keep moving. Here's my jam. I love this. I have loved this song. Especially when she says, players only love you when they're playing. So, anyways. Stay in tune with your thoughts, your needs, and your desires when it comes to having a romantic partner. Stay on top of that. Keep in mind, you got to be open and flexible with it too, because that could all change by the time Mercury goes direct and gets itself back straight. Because, Mercury retrograde kind of like flips shit upside down. And then it's like once it's over, you are flipped right side up. But then, when you're upside down for so long and then you get flipped right side up, I take it to that Pirates of the Caribbean movie. Let me just do it like that. You remember when they're in the ship and they're looking for Davy Jones' locker, and they've got to flip the ship upside down, so they're upside down in the water. Things are wonky, they're weird, they're off, they're different. That's Mercury retrograde. As soon as Mercury retrograde is over, that's like the ship flips back up. But you see how like all the shit that's on the ship and then the water and how everything falls back down, it's all scattered out and disorganized. Everything's like a disarray. Well, that's what happens when Mercury goes back station. It's like, okay, now I'm back straight. I've got to organize and get all this shit cleaned up. So that's how the energies are coming out of Mercury retrograde. It's like you get put back on right side up, but like everything doesn't land back where it was. It's kind of a little bit of, I'm not going to say a disaster, because I'm not going to say disaster. It's like a little bit of a disarray. Like, okay, so now I've got to like do this again or start from scratch again. How can I organize this shit and clean it up and get it straight? But keep in mind too that all the while you're doing that, you also are different. So you have to also, be open and flexible for yourself as well, while you also are putting things back into place and putting them back where they go. You may all of a sudden feel like, well, usually this sits right here, but now I don't really feel like I want this here anymore. I want to move it over here. That definitely happens as well. So just know that if you are, whether you are coupled or single, follow what you want and desire in a relationship. Okay? Your self-respect, you respecting your wants and your desires is going to make you more romantically attractive. So use that as a tool to help you get yourself where you want to be in this relationship and to get what you want out of this relationship. Now, our icing, I look at the bottom of the deck as like a little extra hidden message. We have this card again. So, very soon, clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. And I can definitely see how this card's coming up, because this is the outcome. Okay? You need to decide what you want. This is loving yourself first. What is it that you desire? Because you respecting yourself and what it is that you want is going to make you more attractive and beautiful to your partner. Alright, so in this dynamic, we've got deception, romantic feelings, and separation. So if you have been apart from your person, then I feel like that separation is coming to an end. All right, so there could be a separation in the mix right now. I mean, if you're single, of course you are in a time of separation. You don't have anyone. But if you are in a relationship with someone that you are having a separation from, then I would say that separation is going to soon come to an end. So you need to really, you need to, your feelings are real and are worth exploring. So you really need to think about what it is that you want from this relationship and in this dynamic, so that when the two of you do come back together, you can come back together like this chemistry here and this true love. Like it's in the cards, it's here. But you at least, okay, you don't want to go into it not knowing what you want or don't want. Because if you go into it like that, you're playing Russian roulette. You don't know what you're going to get. Okay? So you need to clearly think about what it is that you do desire and what it is that you do want from your partner and from said relationship. So that if you are in separation, when you do come back together, you know exactly what it is you want. You can steer the dynamic of this relationship solely because you know what you want. You know what you want, so you know how to navigate. You know what you want, so you know what you're not going to want. You will know what you will put up with and what you won't put up with. This religious factor, this spiritual law of attraction. You've got one side of the equation versus the other side. What is it that you want, what you don't want. You know at least way, if you know what you want, you know how to go. You know how to navigate. You know what you'll put up with and what you won't put up with. There could have been some deception in this relationship, and that's where we came into this kind of wonky. But I feel like with Mercury retrograde, there's something that's being highlighted, changed, or like I said earlier about being flipped upside down in this dynamic. Alright, please feel free to like, follow, subscribe, comment. Let me know what your thoughts are and if this resonated with you. And I hope this helped you out in some way, shape, or form. And I will see you all again here soon. Take care. Namaste.